Hey y'all, hey! This is LaQuisha at Confident Canvas, and I am so excited to join Danielle Mack with her first YouTube hop. This is also my first YouTube hop, and I'm just really excited to join in because there are so many phenomenal artists that will be a part of this, and I get to showcase some of my work alongside them. And so I am going to show you how to do a watercolor doodle page. I am so excited for spring, and that is our focus right now, is focusing on spring. And so I'm going to create something that kind of gets us and puts us in the mindset of preparing for the spring season. And so I love doodling. If you come to my YouTube account regularly, you already know that I like watercoloring and doodling. I also love all types of art. So when you come into this space, you'll find a lot of pretty things, a lot of hand lettering, Bible journaling, mixed media. I am a multi-talented artist. And I think it's important for us to hone in on all the things that we love, because those are the things that help set us free creatively. When we put ourselves in a box, that's when we see less of our true talent, I believe. And so as a result, I am here to do all the things. One of my favorite things to do, which is florals. If you visit my any of my social media, you will see flowers all over it. And if they're not flowers that I painted, then they're flowers that I purchased or something that has a flower on it. I just really love florals. And so when Danielle reached out and said the theme is spring, I said count me in. And so I am literally just putting some watercolor on the page to create floral shapes. So they are not highly defined, they're not perfect. If you're looking for perfection, this is not the channel. I love doing things that are top of mindless mind. Not top of mind, but top of mindless mind. So I'll come to my sketchbook with ideas, but I don't always have those ideas flushed out. And so you'll see product of that here, because I am literally just painting some floral shapes here, and I'm going to continue to paint some shapes until I fill the page and I'm ready to doodle. So if you're painting alongside me, putting some blobs down on the page in random shapes, circles, floral-like patterns that look like petals, all of those will look great in the outcome of this spread, because essentially what we're going to do is, even if it doesn't exactly look like a flower in your watercolor, we're going to doodle over top of it to make it look like a flower in the end. And so I wanted you to see that this is a very easy spread to do. I mean, you could really do this with young people and anyone, any level of talent as far as watercolor painting is concerned. We can all make shapes on the page and then draw over top of them. I'm also conscientious about using as many colors as I possibly can. I try not to use too much green in the actual flowers, because I'm going to use so much green in the leaves at the bottom of the page. And so I'm trying to aim for brighter colors at the top, and then I'll add the leafing at the bottom. And as you watch me paint this page, I want to share with you that in addition to watercoloring, my favorite medium of art is actually mixed media. I love mixing different mediums on a page to have a complex looking outcome, and I've done a lot of that on my YouTube channel as well as in my Patreon group for my patrons, and I teach that level of art as well for a variety of art platforms. And I also am a huge fan of journaling. Journaling has helped me through some very tough times, and journaling in the traditional sense of writing as well as art journaling. But in this case, writing is specifically what I love to do. I do a lot of journal spreads on my Instagram at Confident Canvas, which you can see at any time. And I'm a planner girl as well. And so combining the two has been essential to my daily lifestyle in order to keep me on top of all of the things that I do. Another very important thing that I'd love to share with you before we leave my video for the YouTube hop is how important it is for us to believe in ourselves creatively. I have encountered a lot of people who have shared with me they didn't believe that they were an artist because they can't draw, they can't paint. They go down a list of things that they believe that they cannot do. My philosophy and my belief is that we are all artists in some way, shape, or form. So where I am confident in being able to paint, being able to write, someone else might be confident in knitting, crocheting, or someone else might be confident in designing an architectural structure that could become a building. And so art is not necessarily just painting. It's not just writing. Art is being able to create something from a vision in your mind and make that something that actually exists. And so we take something from our mind and we make that something that the world can see. That came from our brain. That is a level of creativity. And so when I encounter people, I tell them we are all creatives. We are all artistic in some way, shape, or form. Some people just need help with identifying what type of art they do. And so when we discuss the things that they love, that they're passionate about, and the things that they create on a daily basis, we often discover, yes, there are things that they create that some other people can't create, and they create those things well. I'm not a chef. I don't cook. Thank God for my husband who loves to cook and makes amazing meals for me. That is his creativity, and I'm so proud of him for what he's able to do. That gives him an opportunity to clear his head and be mindless and to do something that he enjoys. And so that is his form of art. And so I just wanted to encourage all who are listening, and you might be watching me do this and say, oh, my flowers don't look like hers, or I don't know if I can paint in the same way. I just want you to know that even if you don't create exactly what you're looking at on the screen right at this moment, there is something that you can create. And I want you to delve into that. So I have finalized my blooms, and now it's time to add some greenery to the bottom. This is where I'll start drawing stems coming from every blossom at the top. I am conscientious of making sure that each flower I painted at the top has a stem coming from the bottom. And after painting these stems all the way to the bottom of the page in different lengths and different shapes as well as different widths, I will then paint a bunch of leaves on top. One of the tips that I'd like to give you about this part is that starting with a light green will be great for the background, and then painting darker green leaves over top of the lighter leaves will make it look more 3D. So not just having the same color green across the bottom and not having the same density of the color. So you want some light green in the background and then paint some darker green over top to create that depth. And then once I finish creating different types of leaves, and I'll make some wide leaves, some thin leaves, some twig looking leaves. I'll do all that at the bottom and then use my pen to add additional leaves that will not be painted but just outlined with my black ink pen. The pen that you'll see me use in a few moments also is waterproof ink. And this is not because I plan to paint over top of it, but just in case I still have some wetness on the page, I don't want the ink to bleed. So you'll see me now not only add some leaves at the bottom with this black ink, but you'll also see me doodle across the blooms to add some creativity to the page. As I wrap up my doodling, which is again very mindless and very easy to accomplish, I'm literally just outlining a lot of the watercolor shapes and adding shapes within those shapes. I want to remind you that it is important to remember that this is a YouTube hop. I would love for you to follow me and comment with anything you've learned from watching this video or anything that I've shared during this video that resonated with you. And then make sure to check the caption underneath to find the next artist that we want you to hop to. And it is important to make sure that you follow and comment on all videos in order to be considered for our giveaway. Thank you so much for joining me for this process. I appreciate when people indulge in things that I love to do. When you watch an artist's YouTube channel, leave a comment and some love. That encourages us to keep going. Thank you so much for that encouragement today, and I wish you the best in your journey.